Welcome to Gossip America. I'm Eva, bringing you the latest shocking updates on Duggar family. Unexpected twists, emotional moments, and unbelievable drama. Stay tuned till the end. Katey and Jed Duggar admit to having kids at a crazy pace after meeting just 5 years ago. In the ever-scrutinized world of the Duggar family, where traditional values, big families, and high expectations seem to go hand in hand, it's no surprise that yet another chapter of their evolving story is drawing attention. This time, it's Jedediah Jed Duggar and his wife Katey Nakatsu who are in the spotlight. The couple, known for maintaining a relatively low profile in comparison to some of their more public siblings, have come forward to acknowledge what fans and critics alike have long observed. They are growing their family at a pace even they admit is crazy. After just 5 years together, Katey and Jed have opened up about the rapid expansion of their household and the whirlwind journey that brought them to where they are today. The love story of Katey and Jed began quietly, as many Duggar relationships tend to do. Unlike his sisters Jill or Jessa, who were the focus of spin-off shows and headline-making courtships, Jed and Katey kept their budding romance largely under wraps. There were no extravagant public displays, no teasing social media posts hinting at their courtship, just a quiet build toward a life together. When their engagement was finally announced, it was a surprise to many followers who hadn't even realized the two were courting. It was a rare moment of privacy in a family where so much of life plays out on television screens and Instagram feeds. Their wedding followed swiftly in 2021, a ceremony full of smiles, commitment, and the expectation that they, like most Duggar couples, would soon be expanding their family. That expansion came faster than even they seemed prepared for. Within a year of tying the knot, the couple announced they were expecting their first child, a son they later named Truett. The announcement was met with the usual flurry of congratulatory messages from fans and family. But there was also a familiar undercurrent of concern from critics who questioned whether the couple, still young and early in their marriage, were prepared for parenthood so soon. If Jed and Katey were fazed by the commentary, they didn't show it. Instead, they embraced their new role with enthusiasm and a sense of purpose. They shared pictures of baby bumps, ultrasound scans, and nursery setups. For them, becoming parents was not just expected, it was celebrated as a divine gift. As the months rolled on, it became clear that the pace of life in the Duggar Nakatsu household wasn't slowing down. Barely had they adjusted to life with a newborn when they revealed that another baby was on the way. Their second child came swiftly, and whispers started swirling about how fast the couple seemed to be adding to their family. In the Duggar universe, having multiple children in a short time span isn't entirely unusual. Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar themselves welcomed 19 children over the course of 3 decades. Still, even by Duggar standards, Katey and Jed's family growth was brisk. In a recent YouTube video and in several interviews with family-focused media outlets, Jed and Katey acknowledged the pace of their family expansion. With a smile that was part sheepish and part defiant, Jed admitted, "Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. We met not that long ago, and here we are, with a house full of kids already. Sometimes we look at each other and just laugh, like, what happened?" Katey, ever composed and gentle in her delivery, echoed the sentiment. "It's definitely been fast," she said. "But we really believe that children are a blessing, and we've always wanted a big family. It just happened a little faster than we imagined." That phrase, "a little faster than we imagined," has become a mantra of sorts for the couple. Friends and family who are close to Jed and Katey say that the couple has always shared a strong alignment in their values. From the start, they agreed on their commitment to faith, family, and traditional roles within their household. Jed, who has pursued a modest political career and maintained business ventures in real estate and communications, has long emphasized the importance of being a provider. Katey, who comes from a similarly religious background and was homeschooled like Jed, has expressed joy in being a stay-at-home mom and raising children with Christian principles. Despite this harmony, the pace of their life has inevitably brought challenges. Parenthood, especially in rapid succession, is no small feat. Sleep deprivation, financial pressure, and the emotional toll of raising multiple young children can be immense. Katey has shared glimpses of these struggles on her social media, where she occasionally posts updates that hint at exhaustion, but also fulfillment. Fans have noticed the honesty in her captions, where smiles and family photos are often accompanied by admissions that life isn't always easy, but it's worth it. Jed, too, has reflected on the sacrifices and rewards of being a young father. In one post, he wrote, "Being a dad is the hardest, most rewarding thing I've ever done. Some days I don't feel like I have it all together. But I know this is the most important work I'll ever do." The couple's openness has struck a chord with both fans and critics. On one hand, there's admiration for their commitment to family and faith. On the other, there's concern that their rapid pace may not be sustainable, physically, emotionally, or financially. Critics have pointed out that the Duggars often promote a lifestyle that puts pressure on young couples to marry early and start families immediately, sometimes without giving individuals enough time to grow independently or consider the long-term implications of raising large families. Jed and Katey's story has, for some, become a case study in that dynamic. The conversation around their growing family has also reignited broader debates about the Duggar legacy. Since the airing of 19 Kids and Counting and its later iteration, Counting On, the family has faced mounting controversy, particularly surrounding the actions of eldest son Josh Duggar and the family's handling of abuse allegations. As more Duggar children reach adulthood, many have chosen to distance themselves from the public spotlight or even from their parents' more extreme religious practices. Jill Duggar, for example, has publicly challenged aspects of her upbringing, and her husband Derek Dillard has been outspoken in criticizing Jim Bob Duggar's control over the family's media contracts. In this climate, Jed and Katey's public image as wholesome, obedient, and traditional has stood in stark contrast. Still, despite the noise surrounding the broader Duggar narrative, Jed and Katey have carved out their own lane. They've managed to maintain a semblance of privacy, even while sharing occasional updates online. They've not signed on for a reality show or made overt bids for media attention. Instead, their story has unfolded more organically, perhaps by design. Friends close to the couple say that they are aware of the family's complicated reputation and are intentionally choosing to steer clear of the controversies. Their focus, according to insiders, is simply on living out their faith and raising their children in a loving home. That desire for simplicity, however, doesn't shield them from speculation. As fans dissect every post and interpret every interview, questions continue to swirl. Will they continue at the same pace? Will Katey take a break from childbearing for her health? How are they managing financially, especially in a post-television world where the Duggar name no longer guarantees a lucrative media presence? For now, those questions remain unanswered. The couple is keeping their cards close to the vest, sharing only what they are comfortable with. What's clear, though, is that Jed and Katey are not backing down from their convictions. They stand by their choices, even if they acknowledge that things have moved quickly. Their willingness to admit that their pace has been crazy seems less like a confession and more like a badge of honor. For them, the chaos of a growing family is a sign of blessing, not burden. In a world that increasingly questions the value of large families and traditional roles, the Duggar couple is doubling down. Not out of ignorance, but out of a deeply held belief that this is their calling. As they look ahead, it's likely that more children are in their future. Whether that means 3, 5, or a dozen, only time will tell. For now, they are taking each day as it comes, diaper changes, late-night feedings, toddler tantrums, and all.